right, this is the today's quote. Famous Yogic is here, and I just came up with this. Have you heard this expression? You shoot yourself in the foot. Well, that's right. I took it and I flipped it a little bit. Instead of saying you shoot yourself in the foot, we're gonna say you shoot yourself in the head. What does it mean? It means a self-limiting belief that you cannot do it. And once you start living into this belief, everything seems very hard, impossible, too much. You cannot do it. It's just too much. It's just, in other words, you just shoot yourself in the head with this one limited self-belief, and then everything that you touch falls apart, or you do it halfway, or you don't do it at all, or you do it but you don't want to do it, and all this self-limited beliefs. Now, how I discovered this, it's important to find out. One day, this was like almost 10 years ago, one day I discovered this by mistake, by coincidence. I put my goals on the list for the day, and at the end of the day there was about 29 of those. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that I did them all of them, 29 little things, big things, important, non-important. And then I looked at my goals, the daily tasks, and I said to myself, wow, that's interesting. I was, in my mind, when I put them on the paper, I was thinking maybe they will be completed in a week. But when I finished them in one day, I noticed this. How did I do it? Well, I structured it well, and I start doing them one by one till they are done, each one, and at the end of the day, they was all done. And I noticed that the only difference between that day and the other days is just I believe I can do it, and that's it. Now, famous Yogic will say something on that. She will elaborate. But remember, don't shoot yourself in the head. Famous Yogic, what are you going to say about that?
Yeah, we just had a discussion about the self-limiting beliefs, and that sometimes you see the things in a way that it's not very adequate. Sometimes you lack mental clarity, and even if you have not a lot of tasks to complete, even if your situation is not that bad, for some reason you see it as bad, and you are being overwhelmed by your own thinking about the things, and it prevents you from
Actually doing the things.
doing them. You still do them, but you don't do them well. You
Do them
20%.
halfway,
Yeah.
haphazardly.
Exactly. So the question is how to keep this mental clarity, how not to limit yourself by your own thinking.
Yeah, you have to hypnotize yourself in the morning that you can do it. That's one of the ways. I think that's the fastest way. Writing, it's, according to me, one of the ways. Writing, structuring the day in the morning. I noticed this recently. Every time I structure the day, if I structure the day, I do 80%. If I don't structure the day, I'm going down to the 20%. You know,
it works for you.
it works for me. Writing works for me. Journaling works for me. Reflecting works for me. Reflecting is the most powerful tool, I think. Like if you reflect on the day before, on paper, and you see, okay, I did this, I did this, I did this, and even I have like a little mental trick I apply on myself. When I do them, I put like a little smile, like a smiley face on the task done, so it can reinforce for the next day. You got that?
Yeah.
So I looked at yesterday's tasks, go over them, and I say, here I did this, and I put the smiley face. And last 2-3 days, what happened to me, For 2 days in a row, I didn't follow the book, I didn't structure the day. I still did some work. Good stuff I did. But, there's always this but, right? It didn't feel right. It's just... And of course, the productivity was a lot lower. What else you gonna say?
Yeah. It has something to do with programming yourself. Even if you feel that way, there must be something that you can use to reprogram yourself to have a different attitude. Because if you think about that, it's a combination of different factors. It's how many hours you slept, how many water you drank, um, your hormones level, like how much cortisol you have, and how much whatever serotonin was produced.
Serotonin.
Or serotonin, yeah. But
And how
yeah,
about
for
the
me,
environment and the friends?
yeah. It's
How
everything
about the...
affects you, but there should be a way, and I'm sure there is a way, the hack to just disregard all these factors and to still get into the zone.
Yeah, I think that factor is isolate yourself.
For a little bit, yeah.
Isolate yourself and reprogram yourself. That is the way out, I guess, to get to the better level. I would like to say also the friends in your surrounding. Even your family affects you negatively sometimes.
Yeah. We're all victims of other people's moods. You know, like when
That is very cleverly said, Jožek. We are all victims of our surrounding and our people's moods. We are victims of...
yeah, we're like sponges. We absorb their negativity sometimes, but that's why you have friends and family. Um,
And what for those that don't have friends and family? What for those that are like really messed up? Like don't have friends, don't have family,
As
don't
you
have
said, journaling is good because
journaling.
it's one of the ways to unload all this negativity. And if people can't afford
Remember the book?
therapists,
Remember the book that we saw? Remember the book that we saw
yeah,
on our journey?
when we traveled to Milford,
Tell
Pennsylvania.
tell the story. I think it's fascinating story.
Yeah, so we were walking. It's a small town. I'm not sure what's the population of Milford, Pennsylvania. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, what's your guess? Like 20,000 people? Maybe less. So we were walking on Main Street, and there was a row of benches, and we saw a Ziploc bag, and on the bench, and inside the Ziploc bag, there was a notebook. And what caught my attention that it said, "Please open, but do not take," something like that. So we stopped. We took the notebook, we opened it, and we discovered notes from different people.
Many
Like
pages.
mini diaries.
Many diaries.
One-page diary, and everybody was sharing their, difficult moments and how they overcome them. And some people go to therapy. Some people have suicidal thoughts, and how they deal with that. And yeah, and it was like half of this notebook, regular, school notebook. It was, yeah, how many pages it is?
Yes,
I don't
it
know,
was
like,
half. It's like
50 people
50, 60 people left their notes, mostly negative stuff.
No, not necessarily negative. Some of them just said, "Hey, look for help if you're experiencing mental health issues." No, not necessarily negative, but yeah. So the thing is that the journaling can definitely help if you write your thoughts on paper, then hide it somewhere.
And look at them. And the way you feel is also very helpful.
Even if you don't look, it's a way for you to unload this burden, this mental.
Offload your mind on paper.
Yes.
Think on paper. Powerful tool.
Yeah, I don't do it, by the way. I used to when I was a teenager. I think I had a journal, but then, hey, I have friends, family,
They printed your business card and you grew up and that's it.
so they lend me a year. Like Yojik, my sister, my best friends, my daughter. So yeah, I'm definitely blessed to have people to talk to. But yeah, that's one of the ways to. Yeah, and the second way is just accept it sometimes, because sometimes it's just a day you have to accept it. Accept that.
One of those bad days.
Yeah,
We all
it's
have
just the
them.
day I don't have mental focus. I don't have energy. I'm a little tired. I want to complain. Okay, accept it, but just don't go there.
Retreat, go for a walk.
Yeah, walking is so therapeutical. I am a big fan of hiking and walking. Sometimes when you just move and the picture is changing dynamically in front of you, somehow,
The mind.
yeah, clears your mind for sure. Especially if it's nature, if it's a lake or a forest or a park, even if it's a city.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
11
still
minutes. This video is getting.
okay.
Say something for the end of the video.
I
I'll
don't
put
know
it in 2 channels.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be popular.
perhaps.
Perhaps. Yes, people.
Don't shoot yourself in the head.
Don't shoot yourself in the head by bad thinking. I'll try it. I try to apply it.
Well,
to-
if you have this one more less or one more throw in the forest I give you, look up Stoicism. Look up Stoicism in YouTube or anywhere. Look up the concept, the philosophy, and it's a real cure. If you have those problems, just listen those Stoic principles. They're good. That's all. Say ciao. Senorita, ciao.
Be kind, people.
People, be kind.